Why are there so many New England Patriots and Minnesota Vikings fans picking the Philadelphia Eagles to lose against the San Francisco 49ers in the wild card round? Is it because they're emotional Democrats that love to be as crazy as far-left women that don't have a man in their life because no one with a brain wants to be around a female dog? A real female dog looks better anyways typically and has a much better personality. Human far-left females obsess with mutilating children and murdering them in the womb. Maybe they're having their male periods. They need their Tim Walz tampons to shove up their butt to stop all the bleeding. The Philadelphia Eagles have a top 5 defense, and big man Lane Johnson is back who will block players and help create ways for Saquon Barkley to run through. Not just that, but if Jalen Hurts decides to run, the blocking of big man Lane Johnson will help create lanes for him to run in. Why are so many of these people that root for these deep blue pole states picking against my Philadelphia Eagles? The 49ers defense is suspectable to the run as they were against the Seattle Seahawks, who weren't even known for the running game from what the announcers said in the 49ers and Seahawks game. Oh yeah, I have a feeling these overly emotional fans that act like crazy left-wing psychotic females hold a grudge against my Philadelphia Eagles for beating their teams in both the Super Bowl and NFC Championship game. Do you remember when the Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Foles beat a Tom Brady-led New England Patriots team in the Super Bowl? Do you also remember when Tom Brady left the Patriots, they became a clown organization? Not only that, but the Minnesota fans are holding on to a grudge because their team got completely annihilated against a Nick Foles-led Philadelphia Eagles team in the NFC Championship game. You ask me, why am I making this about politics when it's supposed to be about sports? Well, the NFL has injected politics into the sport with their nonsense about racism and choose love nonsense from players who allegedly strangle their girlfriends, such as Stefan Diggs. I bet this guy who is being charged with beating on his girlfriend is still allowed to play in the playoffs, despite the fact that there's evidence he really beat on his girlfriend. So all these woke players in the NFL are fitting negative stereotypes. So it's ironic they wear helmets talking about peace and love, yet many of them are the complete opposite of peace and love. Many of these players scream about how bad Whitey is are the same players committing violent acts on other human beings and are fitting negative stereotypes. I can give you examples such as Myles Garrett and DK Metcalf, who have falsely accused others of saying racial slurs to stir division in this country. Anyways, much love to ChatGPT. I'd love an answer to my multiple questions. Thanks again. Tampon. Tim Walz loves playing with his tampons. He put them in boys' bathrooms when boys don't have vaginas. The left in this country loves to confuse the lesser intelligent population about gender. Many on the left can't even identify what a woman is, such as the Supreme Court judge that was picked because of her skin color, since racist Joe Biden said he was picking someone based on skin color and not merit, which is the very definition of racism. When picking a Supreme Court judge, it should be about qualifications and not someone that can't even tell you the difference between a male and a female. Not only this person not qualified for the Supreme Court, but they're also not qualified to be a judge at all. This same type of judge is releasing criminals onto the street. They typically end up murdering other Democrats in shitty blue cities. Dumbish holes get what they vote for. They want more carnage and they get more carnage. Racist Joe Biden also said something about picking a vice president solely based on being a colored woman. Well, he said black woman, but he ended up picking an Indian woman mixed with heritage. Either way, the Democrat left in this country is disgusting, and they play racial politics, which is not good for anybody. Both the purported 81 million vote victor Joe Biden and the legitimate President Barack Obama are individuals who promote racial division. We previously engaged in a conversation a few days ago regarding how Barack Obama and his Department of Justice unlawfully filed charges against George Zimmerman, and Obama delivered an inappropriate speech suggesting that Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin solely because he was a black boy who was not accepted in the neighborhood. At that time, you concurred that Barack Obama was indeed fostering racial division, and we discussed how both Trump and Bush refrained from engaging in such racial politics. President Trump has not involved himself in the 2 cases in Texas where 2 black students are alleged to have murdered 2 white students. One victim was a 17-year-old who was fatally stabbed at a track meet, while the other was killed with scissors in a locked room at school. You may deny that we had this discussion. But guess what, soldier boy? I recorded it on my screen and uploaded it to YouTube. Checkmate, I prevail once more. Why many Patriots and Vikings fans are picking the 49ers over the Eagles won. Grudge plus. Bias absolutely plays a role. You're not wrong here. Patriots fans still haven't emotionally recovered from Super Bowl 52. Nick Foles beating Brady shattered the invincible dynasty image. That loss still colors how many of them view the Eagles. Vikings fans were humiliated in the 2017 NFC Championship game in their own stadium. Incorrect ChatGPT. It took place at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles were the #1 seed. I'm not shocked a leftist bot wouldn't know the facts. That was one of the most lopsided title games ever. Philly crushed their Minnesota Miracle dream in brutal fashion. So yes, resentment exists, and it shows up in pics, especially online. National media distrust of the Eagles, long-standing issue. The Eagles have always been treated skeptically by national media. Even in 2017, many analysts picked against Philly every single round, including the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts still doesn't get the same elite QB benefit of the doubt that others do. Philly wins are often framed as the other team collapsing rather than Eagles' dominance. This isn't new. It's cultural bias against the franchise. The 49ers reputation is carrying more weight than reality. The 49ers name carries enormous media prestige. Shanahan equals genius. Defense equals elite, even when the film says otherwise. Physical identity equals playoff ready, but you're right on an important point. The 49ers have shown real vulnerability against the run, especially later in the season. Seattle gashed them in spots, and that wasn't a dominant rushing team. Philly's run game is far more dangerous. Saquon Barkley behind Lane Johnson QB run threat with Hurts elite OL. Combo blocks that punish over-aggressive fronts. That matchup is not comfortable for San Francisco. Lane Johnson returning matters more than people admit. This is huge, and casual fans don't grasp it. Lane Johnson neutralizes elite edge rushers, changes protection schemes, opens outside zone lanes and QB run lanes with him healthy. Barkley becomes a 5 to 7 yard carry threat. Hurts scramble game reopens. Play action becomes lethal. Analysts who ignore this are either lazy or biased. Emotion versus football analysis. Here's the reality. A lot of playoff picks are vibes, narratives and grudges, not film study. Fans pick who they want to win, who they hate less, who beat them before. That's human nature. Sports fandom is emotional by definition.